So Sony drops a new camera and the internet immediately went into meltdown. It seems like everyone's decided that this camera isn't good enough.
The Sony a7V has officially launched without open gate.
Is this what the people asked for? In 2025, do they know their market?
Without open gate, is it good enough to compete? Let's let Gareth decide.
And instead of talking about what it does have, because we're arguing about what it doesn't have, I'm just going to use it and make my own mind up. Now, when it comes to like the ergonomics, it's a great camera to hold, it's responsive, and let's say it's a big difference from something like the a7 III. Now, if you're an a7 IV shooter, I guess you really need to ask yourself, is it worth the upgrade? But I guess that leads us nicely into the specs. So let's get into it. All right, so if we are getting into the specs, they are quite similar. This and the a7 IV, pretty much the same body, it's 30 grams heavier. You've still got the same 33 megapixel sensor. You now do have that blackout-free 30 FPS electronic shutter. You've got a Bion's XR2 chip in there, which helps with the processing, which makes the camera super fast. You've got 16 stops dynamic range. You got pre-capture now. Already had that on the A9 III. Really, really handy. You can record 4K 60 for up to an hour in 40-degree heat. So, you know, if you're sauna shooters out there or you're living somewhere pretty hot, it's going to withstand some of the heat, so that's pretty good. And also, you can finally record 4K 60 with no crop. Just remember, it's a hidden setting in the menu. So let's see how it performs. It may rain, it might not. It's London. So let's take some photos, get some video, and let's go. All right, the Tube is a great place to test out the 30 FPS blackout-free shutter, so let's try that now. Now, I can only edit the JPEGs right now, but as you can see, they're super clean. Having the blackout-free shutter is something that if you use it once, it's hard to go back. It seems easier to get the shots, and who doesn't want that? All right, so let's get into the video a bit, because that's where it seems like the internet has lost its mind. Yes, there is no open gate in this, but it seems like half the people complaining about that don't need open gate anyway. It's not essential, it's a luxury, and at $2,799, you're already getting a crazy piece of kit for the money. It's a hybrid camera, not a cinema camera, and people need to remember that. So let's try and see what it's like in low light. Not bumping up the ISO too much, but enough that we get some nice exposure. Okay, so what are my takeaways after using the a7V for a couple of days? Well, first and foremost, it's nice to use a camera that does both photo and video to a high level, and I think this camera does exactly that. The 33 megapixel stills are great. You can only edit the RAWs in Photoshop right now. It's a bit of a longer process in Lightroom, so the images you've seen in this video are JPEGs edited in Lightroom, and as you can see, they do look good. They were all shot handheld, not on a tripod. I think that having the 30 FPS blackout-free shutter on the electronic is honestly such a welcome addition. Also, the 4K 60 no crop is also great. Having a crop when you change frame rate going into 2026 is not the one. I think that this camera is really going to be a great upgrade for a7 III users. You're going to see a world of difference. It's going to be like stepping into a new dimension. And with the a7 IV, I don't know if it's essential. Depends on the state of your a7 IV, whether it makes sense for you to change to a new camera that's not too different. But that's for you guys to decide. I think for the price point, Sony have done a great job. Yes, there's no open gate, but honestly, the people that are buying this camera do not need open gate, I feel. It's also something that's not needed by so many people. It's just become a buzzword. So remember that when you hear that and see that on the internet. Just because it's in the iPhone 17 Pro doesn't mean it needs to be in every single camera. This is a hybrid camera, mainly still aimed at photographers to shoot a bit of video. That's what this camera is about, and it does both excellently. So yeah, no open gate, no RAW, but guess what? None of that stopped me filming today. And you still got S-Log3, which grades absolutely lovely jubbly. Even with a tilty flippy screen, you got no reason to complain. It's a great camera, and I think for what you need as a hybrid shooter, it's the perfect package.